Well, y'all, I got my work cut out for me. You can hear them over there building on the house this morning. They're working on the roof. They've already got the siding up. The windows are in. I'm sure the doors are in. But they're up there working on the roof this morning. But look what I've got. That means work right there. I got to move those wood chips back around the garden area back there to level up the corner, the ground, and help keep the weeds from growing in between there. But I've got one garden bed that I need to move just a couple of inches if I ever want to put a fence in. And I'm debating whether to... I've got stuff planted in it. So I don't know whether to try to move it now or just wait till everything grows and then move it later. Because I'll probably have to dig the stuff out. It's one of the bigger beds. And I don't think it's going to move very well full of dirt. Because it's been there for a year now, so I don't think it's going to move very well. It's the one closest to the shed at the very back. And look at there, my tree's gone. That was in my rock garden. The poor tree died. There it all is right there, waiting to be burned in the burn pit. But it's been too windy, or was too windy yesterday. And it's a little breezy this morning, but not windy, so I don't know how it's going to be later today. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to have to clean up all this mess. I got little bitty twigs everywhere in the yard. Of course, when I run over it with the mower, it'll break them up. But yeah, I need to get the weeds out of the rock garden because the moonflowers are coming up. The second time they've tried to come up. But you can see right there, that's a moonflower. I've got several moonflower plants. See, that's a moonflower. Coming up in the garden, because the whole garden's full of them. And they'll probably grow better now with the tree gone. Because moonflowers love the sun. That's why I moved that hosta when I did, because I knew it would not survive out here. Not right out in the open, hot sun. Because everything I read about them said you need to grow them in the shade. So, but there is my pile of brush from that tree that's got to be dealt with pretty soon. And there they are up on the top of the roof. It looks like they built the house as far back on the lot as they could. But you can see it goes up for a pretty good ways. Takes up most of the lot. It's a very small front yard. I hear the chickens next door squawking this morning. Yeah, that raised bed is fine where it is, But if I ever put up a fence, I'd have to move it a couple of inches. But that's not a big deal. I just have to empty it and fill it back up, I guess. But so far I've planted marigolds in these pots. I think those will be pretty when they come up, the marigolds. I put out a lot of jalapeno pepper seed, like in that small pot there where the green tag is. I put some out here. I planted my okra here, where it was last year. I've got jalapeno in that pink pot planted, seed. I got hot peppers and bell pepper, both a mixture in this pot. I planted hot peppers and bell pepper in that bottom bucket. This one I planted butternut squash. Early dew melon in the bottom one. Jalapenos in the top. Bell pepper and hot pepper there. And Roma tomato, I put some seed out there. And I got Roma tomato in the white bucket. But you can see I spread them around the garden. The jalapeno seed is where the pink markers are. And I got a Roma tomato in that bucket. A zucchini here. I've got mint there. Of course, onions in the 2 totes. I got a tomato here. And that's a celebrity tomato. That one usually gets pretty tall. And I've got a celebrity tomato there. And in this pot, I think that's a mixture of jalapeno peppers and hot peppers. Same there, that's jalapeno. I put sunflowers out here, if they survive. We need some rain pretty soon. But, I've still got my other spots to plant tomatoes and stuff. I got English thyme planted there. Hot jalapenos and bell pepper there. Let's see, what did I put here? Oh, I haven't put anything there yet. But I've got a early girl bush tomato there. I haven't planted anything in the rest of it yet. And I moved my see the way I fixed this lid? I cut the center of it out. And it makes a screen to put over your plants so the bugs can't get in there to them. This is can't remember what it was. Oh, holy basil in these little pots. And right down the center, I planted the white Casper eggplant. So when those get big enough to transplant them, the holy basil, hopefully I'll have the white eggplant come up in there. But that's a good way to make a little nursery for your seedlings, to keep the bugs from trying to eat on your little plants and keep the snails out. Because if it rains, it can still rain in there. And the little cups will drain into the soil. So it makes a good little nursery if it's warm enough to have, have it out. And there's my carrots, y'all. They're kind of growing in a clump, which I didn't intend, but I've got a big deal seed in that pot. And I've got volunteer tomato plants coming up right there. That's from that cherry tomato plant that voluntarily grew there last year. So see how many little plants I'm going to have to move somewhere? I planted salad bowl lettuce up top. And some of it's coming up. You can barely see some of it. This is coleus. It's not coming up yet. Kohlrabi's coming up. I've got cilantro in this one. I don't think it'll do anything. But I've got dragon stir fry mix in this bottom one. And I've been putting a little bit of compost tea to it every day. My peas are coming up real nice. Check on some of my other stuff over here. Little buddy, did you finish your breakfast? But I put a early girl bush tomato right there with my rest of my onions. I put a jalapeno in there. I think I put a red bell pepper seed and jalapeno, the jalapeno plant. And I've got the husky cherry tomato there. Of course, my collards are in the rest of them. Look at all these sunflowers. I'm going to have to pull out and transplant somewhere. These pots are full of them. I got to pull them out pretty soon. I got butterfly peas coming up here. And my parsnips, I just don't think are good seed. I mean, I got a couple coming up, look, but they're in the corners. For some reason, they went to the corners. And look at there, I got a potato coming up in my purple bell pepper. Of course, the seed haven't germinated and come up yet. But I didn't plan on a potato plant coming up in there. And here I've got cucumber. Cucumber coming up. I've got marigolds right there. Marigolds on the back side. Oops. And I've got a poblano pepper, which is hot if it comes up. Seeds hasn't come up yet. And I got turnips and my red beets and my yellow beets here. My zucchini plant, or plants. There's two of them in there. It looks like there's something else coming up. Looks like it might be tomatoes, volunteer tomatoes. And I've got zucchini coming up here. There's a little one, like, right down in there coming up. I've got two yellow squash coming up here. Yellow squash in this one. There's three of them there. Lavender here, if it ever comes up. And see, I've been working on these. They're ready right now to put leaves in. I guess put a little bit of leaves in them before I start adding dirt. But yeah, this one, it just needs to be moved probably 6 inches or so back over here. Because I got it a little over the property line because I didn't know exactly where the property line was. I don't know what to do about that potato. And my banana tree is coming back. Look at there. Right in the middle. That's the banana tree coming up. Again, I hope it doesn't freeze again because I don't want it to die. So that pretty much takes care of planting this side except for a few pots. I got jalapeno seed in that. I put cilantro there, but I don't think it's going to come up. I've still got these 5-gallon buckets that I want to put those hot peppers in. You know, I had the Hungarian wax peppers, the hot ones, in these buckets last year. And I've got a few things planted over here. Of course, the lima beans with the marigolds at top. I've got a celebrity tomato right there planted. And I think those might be either pepper plants coming up from seed, or it's tomatoes, volunteer. And there's a tomato plant there. That's one of the big slicer tomatoes. I put a basil plant there. But see, I've still got all of the rest of it to do, so. Yeah, I put jalapeno seed here in the edge of the bucket. I've got a red bell pepper here. And I've got 2 basil plants right there where those pink markers are. Jalapeno up there. And that's pretty much what I've got planted so far, except for the caladiums I've put in there, and I had to put these stakes in there to keep Lucky from laying down. I've got a lettuce here, and I put the potato plants and my caladium in this one. I'm hoping they'll be popped up and growing good by the time I turn Lucky loose. And I got caladiums in these, like I did last year. I think that'll be pretty. I got my amaryllis here. There's red, there's white, and there's pink. And the wind yesterday almost destroyed it. Well, this is just a short update. And I've got potato plants, sweet potatoes, up here trying to grow some slips, but I'm not going to count on it. I don't really have any place to plant sweet potatoes anyway, but I figured I'd give it a try. And I got my plants froze, but I've got one of the seed pods that's coming up there. And I've got one right there that's coming up. I just hope it survives, because if I don't, I'll lose my plant. But I think they'll survive. Little buddy's gonna finish eating his breakfast. And y'all, I gotta go. I got so much on my plate to do today. I don't know if I'll even get half of it done. So please like, share, and subscribe to my videos, and I'll see you on the next one. Love y'all. Bye.